Now, you wake up in the Ice Age, 20,000 years ago. Your fingers are numb. Your stomach hurts from hunger. Every breath feels like ice scraping through your throat. The fire has burned down to a few dark red coals. The people beside you are silent. Everyone knows that every bit of energy must be saved, just to make it until sunrise. This is your first winter in the Ice Age. If you want to survive, strength is not enough. You have to understand how Ice Age humans stayed alive. So your first goal is simple. Keep the fire burning. Because once the fire dies, the cold moves in, and then you die. Cold does not kill you all at once. First, your fingers stop working. Then your steps slow down. Then your judgment begins to fail. By the time you think, I can wait a little longer, it may already be too late, so you cannot wait until the fire is almost gone. You have to protect it while there is still heat left. But protecting fire does not mean throwing every piece of wood into it. Wood is not endless. Dry fuel is hard to find. Wind steals heat. Snow makes branches wet. A bad fire plan may warm you now and leave you with nothing before dawn. You place the fire away from wind. You keep snow off it, and you save slow-burning fuel for the coldest hours before sunrise. If someone stays awake all night to watch the fire, that is not wasted labor. That person is guarding the morning for the whole group. You make it to sunrise. The fire is still burning, you are still alive, but the next problem comes immediately. To survive that night, you burned fuel and energy. Someone stayed awake. Someone fed the fire. Someone moved skins and wooden frames to block the wind. Now the fire has survived, but everyone is hungrier. In the Ice Age, hunger makes you slower, weaker, and more likely to choose badly. You stand up and look across the snow. Far away are signs of large animals. Nearby are smaller tracks. Under the ice, there may be fish. Under the snow, there may be roots, seeds, or berries. What can really save you is not always the biggest animal. It is the food that is worth the energy it costs to get. Every search for food is a life-or-death calculation. You judge whether tracks are fresh, whether an animal is alone or with a herd, and whether the wind will carry your smell toward it. A dead animal may be food, or a warning that predators are nearby. A mammoth in the distance means meat, fat, hide, bones, and ivory. But a healthy adult mammoth is not dinner waiting for you. It is danger. If you think courage is the answer, you will die quickly. The real answer is waiting, watching, using the land, and knowing when to stay away. Some food does not look impressive. Small animals, fish, eggs, roots, bone marrow, fat. They may not look like a great hunt, but they may be what keeps the group alive. The snow is not empty. Tracks, droppings, broken branches, wind, birds, even a forest that suddenly goes quiet. All of it can reveal danger or opportunity. You think you are looking for food, but you are really reading the world. If you cannot read it, you wander. And in the Ice Age, wasted energy can kill you before hunger does. You find a little food, not much, but enough to keep moving. Still, the cold has not disappeared just because you have eaten. It only changes the way it attacks you. Now it begins to creep in through your clothing. You finally have an animal hide. It is thick. It is heavy. It looks like something that could save your life. But a fresh animal hide is not the same thing as clothing. If you do not know how to prepare it, the hide can become a burden. It can turn stiff. It can let wind through. And once snow makes it wet, the cold presses against your body and starts moving inward. So your job is not to throw the hide over your shoulders. Your job is to turn it into clothing you can actually wear. It has to block wind, hold warmth, and still let you walk, gather fuel, repair tools, and move with the group. That means the hide must be softened, cut to fit the body, and stitched with bone needles, sinew, or plant fibers. If a piece of clothing keeps you warm but makes it hard to move, then it is not protection. It will slow you down when speed matters. This is why a bone needle is not just a small tool. It lets humans turn animal skin into something shaped, wearable, repairable, and reusable. Without that knowledge, hide is only material. With that knowledge, it becomes a chance to live. But winter keeps going. A few days later, small animals are harder to find. Dry fuel is running low. The windbreak is filling with snow. Far away, the herds are moving. Your group builds a temporary camp. It is not a house in the modern sense. It is a survival space, pieced together from whatever the land gives you. Animal skins block wind. Wood holds a frame. Large bones can be reused. A mammoth leaves not only meat, but bones, hide, and ivory for the camp. But a camp is not safe just because it has cover. The fire must be sheltered from wind, but not close enough to burn the skins. Food, tools, fuel, children, and weaker people all need the right place. A real camp is not just a pile of materials. It is a system of work. But a camp can only protect you for a while. Safe places expire, resources run out, animals migrate, snow changes routes, water freezes. The place that once protected you may no longer be worth staying in. A modern person may imagine survival as a fixed answer. Find a cave. Build shelter. Stay there. But you cannot think that way. A cave blocks wind, but it cannot feed you. Stone keeps off snow, but it cannot burn. When resources are gone, you must decide when to leave. Leave too early, and the group wastes energy. Leave too late, and the herds are gone, the snow is deeper, and the weakest people may no longer be able to keep up. Migration is not wandering. Migration is memory. You need to know where animals go, where rivers can be crossed, which valleys block wind, where fuel was found before, and which places must be avoided. At that moment, the most important person in the group may not be the fastest runner. It may be the person who remembers the route, the herds, the weather, and the places that turn dangerous in deep winter. In the modern world, we often think of strength as muscle, speed, and youth. But in the Ice Age, memory is strength. Experience is strength. One person keeps fire. Another repairs tools. Another prepares hides. Someone watches animals. Someone protects children and the weak. And when one person begins to fall behind, whether the others can pull them back may decide whether the group can keep moving at all. Now look back at this winter. The real danger was not only the fire burning low, the empty stomach, the failed clothing, or the moment the camp had to be left behind. The real danger was not understanding how all these problems were connected. Keeping the fire costs energy. Finding food means taking risks. Having a hide does not mean you have clothing. Building a camp does not mean you can stay forever. Ice Age humans survived not because they were lucky every time, and not because they were less afraid than we are. They survived because they learned one thing earlier than we did. The world is always changing, and the people who live are the ones who see the change before the danger arrives. Maybe this is what the Ice Age really left inside us. The human brain was not shaped in quiet rooms with warmth, food, and safety. It was shaped by cold, hunger, darkness, migration, and the pressure of staying with the group. That may be why, even today, we fear being left behind. Fear the dark. Fear scarcity. Fear wrong choices. And fear familiar places becoming unsafe. In modern life, we often call these feelings anxiety. But in the Ice Age, they were alarms. They told you to watch the fire, judge the food, repair the clothing, stay with the group, and leave when staying became dangerous. So if you woke up in the Ice Age, 20,000 years ago, the first thing to kill you might not be a monster. It might not even be one single disaster. It might be using modern instincts in a world that was never built for modern people. Whether you survive this winter depends on one thing. Can you think like an Ice Age human? Now the test comes back to you. If you woke up in your first Ice Age winter, what would break you first? The cold after the fire dies. The hunger when food cannot be found. The clothing you do not know how to make. Or the moment when the resources are gone, but you still refuse to leave. Leave your choice in the comments. Because in the Ice Age, one wrong decision may be enough to keep you from ever seeing the next spring.